Senator.
Good morning, Healy. Agus an Tara Freshen, Tafalcha Road. Our topic this morning, or the motion, is to discuss with the Minister for Education and Skills teacher appointment and retention figures for primary schools, and to particularly ask you to revise the teacher appointment guidelines so that a new primary teacher can be appointed immediately after the September 30th pupil numbers are confirmed by the Department of Education in that same year, rather than having to wait a whole year later, Minister. So I'm really going to be focusing on the challenges facing teaching principals this morning, the challenges facing them around managing teaching and learning, while also managing a school and while leading. So, in other words, I'm talking about teachers in schools with 7 teachers or less. Okay? And I think if I start with a case study, Minister, and I'm actually referring here to the challenges facing, in particular, 6 teacher schools, and I have one in mind. It's in Bonmore National School in County Galway. It's an exemplary school. I've been in it quite a number of times, and I know the emphasis this principal puts on teaching and learning as a class teacher herself, but also in giving school leadership. And here is the challenge. She will have 174 pupils on her books next September the 1st, 2016. She needs 172 to appoint a 7th teacher, which she will have. And she'll exceed the required number by September 30th, which is the deadline date. But she can't appoint that 7th teacher until September 2017, a whole year later. Now, they are the rules, Minister. They're absolutely archaic rules. And, you know, I've met a number of schools like this. It seems to be, in my view, it's time to revise this rule. It's sheer madness. It's not at all educationally supportive. As another principal said to me, why would we get something a year later after we need it? I have the numbers, he said, for a whole year, and that's the year I need the teacher for. Instead of that, because of this rule that if you have the numbers on September 30th, Minister, and this applies to all teacher appointments, by the way, you have to wait till the following September to get that teacher. So I'm going to propose a way around that, Minister, and it's as follows. The Department of Education should do the following. They should use what the NCSE is using right now, the National Council for Special Education. It's a model they use to appoint resource hours, or to give resource hours to a school. It's called the OLCS model. It's a non-line claims system. And if the department went on to use this model for the appointment of teachers in primary schools, it works really well for resource teachers, and the Department of Education would have the data immediately if they use this online system, and it would enable them to appoint immediately. And I'm recommending that this would be used for the mainstream setting too. So the model is there, the OLCS model. September the 30th model is in place for donkey's years. It's out of touch with advances in technology, and in my view it's just being used as an excuse to not appoint a teacher for a whole year when the numbers are in place and save a year's pay. If the Department of Education is serious about advances, such as the recent autonomy document, which is totally frustrating principals, then they need to get with the programme and respond to the immediate needs of schools. Nothing is more immediate and real, Minister, than when the numbers are confirmed and that the pupils are there at school. They're real bums on seats. So just to go back, Minister, there's real challenges facing administrative principals. We have about 1,300 principals in Ireland that are in this situation, and I am saying to you, for all of the schools that are facing these challenges with 7 teachers or less, the Minister should move very quickly to give more administrative days at the very least, if they want these teachers to be able to manage teaching and learning, to be able to lead, and to be able to manage all their ancillary staff as well. You know, visiting parents during the school day, taking important calls. In actual fact, it's really putting the teaching principal in a way that their own class pupils that they have under their tutelage will lose out. So leadership, the leadership.
Conclude.
Yes, I'm about to conclude, and I thank you for your time. The leadership role is overwhelming in this type of setting, and it is allowing absolutely no room for reflective practice and leadership. So I look forward to hearing your reply, and I hope you have some good news.